Welcome back to movementprofessional.com. So this video is a response to a question I got from Barrett, who is a former mentee of mine, and he was asking me a question about the sleeper stretch for right internal rotation. He was going into some things that he's heard from different schools of thought about if the sleeper stretch is a good exercise to do or a safe exercise to do to improve internal rotation for throwers or baseball pitchers or just anybody in the general population. And certain schools of thought, I'm not going to go into specifics, will say that you shouldn't do it and it's unhealthy and it can be harmful, and other schools of thought say it's the best way to go to try to restore internal rotation. He also mentioned that when he tries that exercise, he gets an impingement symptom on the front side of the shoulder quite a bit, and other baseball players that he's talked to have experienced the same. So my take on it is it's neither good nor bad. It can be useful, and when there is a symptom, then we want to use that symptom. We want to understand that symptom a little bit. So I'm going to get into the position and just describe what internal rotation would be, humeral internal rotation would be in that position from a standpoint of arm position, but more importantly from standpoint of breath, and how we can work around a symptom and sometimes use a symptom to tell us how to gain more breath control, and also maybe how to reposition or create some type of isometric contraction to maybe put us in a better position to be strong and stable in that sleeper stretch. So if you're not familiar with the sleeper stretch, it would be getting yourself onto your side, having your arm come into this 90-90 position with the body basically, and then you're going to bend the elbow, and then we're going to work to bring the hand down towards the mat, but also a little bit in towards the body. So we want to try to create this 90-degree angle here of shoulder internal rotation. Now what's going to happen right away, it is a pretty easy position to compensate in. So we have to feel where the front of our arm bone or our humerus is, and we don't want that to be popping up towards our face. All right, we may want to support our head. I'm going to have my head up as I'm talking here, but we want to be aware of that's going to be the first compensation that we feel. So now when we're in this position, we can absolutely feel some tension on the backside here as we're going into internal rotation, that we would feel some opening or stretching on the backside where the external rotators are. But we're also can feel some impingement there or some discomfort there. So we just have to be careful with that. So a lot of times people are going to go less far than they should go, less far than they can, or they think they can, because the compensations are going to come on pretty quick. So as soon as we feel the front of the shoulder come up, we want to stop there. So if there is any symptom, you want to stop right at that point, maybe a little bit shy, but be aware of it. And one of the things that often gets missed here is the breathing mechanics. So if I want to go into internal rotation, I want to feel that I can expand into the chest wall of the shoulder that I'm trying to internally rotate. So as my hand's coming down here, not only will the front of the arm bone go up towards the ceiling, but oftentimes I'm going to get this caving in of the chest. So I want to get to that point where I feel there is going to be that movement of the head of the humerus up, and I want to stop there, and then I want to inhale into my right chest. And if I can do that, I give myself basically some space, and I can go a little bit farther without my humerus moving up, but usually it takes a lot of that impingement away. And then when I exhale, I don't want to lose that. I don't want to collapse again, but I want to go into my core. I want to think about bringing my ribs down. I may want to get into the pelvic floor a little bit. And then my next inhale, I breathe back into that right chest wall, exhale, and I can come out of that. So using some good breath mechanics to get a pump handle mechanism on the side I'm trying to internally rotate can be very helpful. It can oftentimes take that impingement that you're getting away on the front side or the back side, because it basically just stabilizes the area. We also would want to think about the front side would be the thing that would bias our internal rotation, but we would want to think about being able to breathe front and back, anterior, posterior, and we just get more stability into the direction that we're trying to go. So the other option would be to get into this position as we inhale, so we want to make sure we have those mechanics, and then we can create a little bit of opposite isometric. So I'm going to go into external rotation by moving my hand in this direction, having this hand block it. And I can create a little bit of activity on the posterior side, which if there is an anterior compression or an anterior impingement, just by getting into those posterior muscles, a lot of times I could take that away. So I'm going to combine inhaling, moving myself further into internal rotation with the inhale, and then when I exhale, I'm going to go into my deep core, and then I'm going to try to move back into external rotation and create a little bit of muscle contraction in that direction. All right, and then I can go back and forth. Inhale, expand into that right chest wall if I'm able to feel that, and then exhale, belly button to spine, pelvic floor active, but now I'm going to go isometric into external rotation and combine the two. See if I can get a little farther with each inhale down into IR, and then feel if I can gradually create a little bit more activation in the rotator cuff or the external rotators on the posterior side of things. And to me, that becomes a nice combination there that can make that exercise a little bit safer and a little bit more effective. If the major thing you have to be able to assess is, can you actually feel that expansion with the inhale? And that can be difficult for people. So if you can't get that, then the sleep restriction is probably not optimal for you, because you are going to create a lot of compression and a lot of compensation there. But I would use the symptom as a guide. If you have a symptom, it's not something you want to go through, but if you can breathe or create isometric that takes it away, it can actually be a very valuable position for you to be working right around your symptoms. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, comment below, or you can go to movementprofessional.com. I'll see you next time.